Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Mary Elizabeth Taylor Jr. and let's do some sewing today.
So today's project is going to consist of me fixing the inseam of these faux leather pants that I got. So one day I was working and I noticed that the inseam was ripping. So we're going to tack that in. And although this doesn't have any other issues with the hem or the waistline or zipper or anything, I am going to show you guys how to do some hems. But this is that inseam that's kind of ripping. So we're going to tack that up today. So this is me just getting to my machine. You pretty much want to make sure that your machine is prepped and ready to go before you start your project. It is so annoying trying to get everything ready. So I'm putting in that bottom stitch, making sure that the top stitch and bottom stitch are matching, because it is extremely annoying to have two different colors, especially when you're working on a project where you want to blend everything. So I am getting all of that through and making sure that I pull a little excess. You want to pull about 4 or 5 inches off of there. And sometimes when the machine goes, it'll sort of catch back into the machine and try to mess up. So sometimes I'll pull it just to make sure, like when it gets started. So you'll need scissors for this project and a seam ripper, just in case you make a mistake. And then, of course, the scissors just to cut the excess fabric. So pins are not included in this one. And the reason why is because this is a faux leather. So you don't want to puncture it, because that would just ruin that material and you'll be able to see those holes when you puncture it. So I would use like a clamp or like the pins that you would use for hanging up laundry, clothespins for laundry, can sometimes be used, because then you can just simply buff those marks out as opposed to holes. So I'm just kind of feeding my pants through, and I'm doing just a regular tight straight stitch along here, just so we can close this in. I originally hand sewed it when I was at home, because I didn't get a chance to get to the studio immediately because I was at work and just needed a little quick fix. So I'm just cutting off that excess now. So I typically do just a couple of straight stitches down. I don't have to serge or anything for this part because it is already serged. So I'm just going through and doing a straight stitch over the top, and then I'm just reversing it and going back and doing another straight stitch on there, just to kind of super secure it, to make sure that it is not going to open again, because the idea of fixing something is so that it doesn't happen again, which is important. So now I'm just feeding that part through, setting my machine to the right setting. And now I'm just going to go over that inseam one more time, just to get that desired security, because this is in the front. So you definitely don't want any exposure, to your private area with that being exposed. All right, so now I have done that. Just going to clip that excess. So here's what that is looking like. I did notice like a little piece from when I hand stitched it still stuck in there, but as you can see, it's pretty clean. So I'm just gonna nip that off really quickly. And this is kind of an out of focus shot, but you can see that it is now completely closed. So yay. So now I'm gonna take you through a few different hemming techniques that I will frequently use in projects. So I'm just kind of cutting some scrap fabric so that I can show you guys this process really quickly. So I'm going to show you essentially 2 different ways that you can create a finished hem, so that you don't have any excess salvage edges, or just like any unfinished lines in your sewing project. So I'm going to do ultimately 2 different types, but 4 different examples, just kind of showing you guys the difference between some serging fixing hems and some regular styles. So this one here is with the serger. So I serged one side and then I did a straight stitch over top of it. This is probably the most preferred way for hemming. And then the second way I did a double fold. So this one is in case you don't have a serger, you can do something like this so that it just keeps that edge nice and clean. All right, so here's a closer look at all four. So this, of course, is that regular one with the serge stitch on one side. And then as you can see how clean that looks up against that double folded one. So this is a good technique, like I said, in case you don't have a serger, but you definitely want to press those edges. This is how the serge looks. And then I also did a zigzag stitch too, just so you can see that.
Most of the work that you will see me do is a very unconventional way of designing. Most designers will see the way that I sew or cut and be like, this is insane. Why is she doing it this way? It's because I'm self-taught. And I really enjoy the nature of just kind of doing something that is completely my own, that hasn't been necessarily tampered with, because I feel like once you learn something or you develop a style that has been taught to you, it sort of becomes your whole identity. And the reason why I don't necessarily, I would say necessarily do it the way that it should be done is because ultimately this isn't going to be my end game, right? I don't desire to be a seamstress. I desire to design. But a part of being a fashion designer means that you have to dip into every realm. So you have to do the cutting, you have to do the sewing, you have to do the patterns, you have to do the drape work, you have to do all of the inner workings to be able to create your design and be able to show people exactly the message that you wish to portray in your work. Hey guys, that concludes this video. I hope you have enjoyed all of the many small sewing projects that I did here today. Of course there will be more, but I definitely want to start developing some other projects, and I can't tell you guys exactly everything that's going to go into that right now, but you'll just have to stay tuned and keep watching the channel so that you'll know when those projects come up. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel so that you can catch all of those updates and see what I'm working on next. I would definitely love to have your support along this journey, and definitely leave likes and comments if you are enjoying the content. Let me know what you're thinking so that I can kind of know what to put out, what you guys are looking for. It definitely helps in this journey. And if there's something that you feel you can teach me, definitely let me know in the comment section. I want to thank you guys so much for watching today, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.